Hello and welcome to another Indie Comics Doc.
Hello.
And Caroline's with us tonight, and internet is working strong in Virginia. For now.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. You say that now.
Hey, for now. We got it working. But tonight our guest is Joe Corallo, the writer of Becstar, co-writer of the now publishing Comixology original story, The Never Ending Party, which is fantastic. Welcome in, Joe.
Sounds like something.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
It's a good nerdy week.
I made it.
It's a good nerdy week.
Good.
Last Obi-Wan, more Miss Marvel. Doctor Strange is on
so
Disney
good.
Plus. Umbrella Academy. That released yesterday.
Isn't there something else? I think it's Spy Family. I think that's what it is.
Too. Oh wait, Spy Family?
Yeah, well, I think the last episode comes out on Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
and Joe's in the chat.
Double duty.
Matthew 166 was here real early, so
excellent.
Hey, Andrew, welcome in. Awesome.
Welcome to the chat.
Thanks, Andrew.
So, yeah, we talked to you last summer about Becstar when that was coming out from Mad Cave.
Has it really been that long?
That was because the first issue was out in May, and I think we got on for the third issue, so it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
doesn't feel like it.
Happy 1 year.
Yeah. Hey.
Happy anniversary.
No.
Happy Friday Eve.
Happy Friday Eve.
True.
Yeah.
Or happy Friday or Saturday if you're watching this in the future.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And if you're not, I'm sorry it's Monday.
But yeah, so what have you been up to since we last had you on? I know we ran into you at Baltimore Comic-Con.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what was it? I did Emerald City that December.
Ooh.
And then this past weekend I was at Dallas Fan Expo.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I heard that was a good show.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a little too packed in. I wish there was a little more spread out, but it's whatever. And what was it? I'm going to be at C2E2 in August. So I'm looking forward to that. It's been 8 years since I've been to C2E2. I haven't been there since 2014. So
everyone says it's such a great con, like just such a good time.
It's really good, and everything is really spaced out because for whatever reason, the city of Chicago's really on top of fire guidelines.
Heck yeah, fire safety.
No idea how or why.
Listen, I'm completely down as long as there's enough space for people to actually stand in line instead of making them child
for
size.
Sure. I still have quite a few sketches I got at that con that I was really happy about. Including, I got Mike Norton to draw Peter David as Gambit.
Okay.
And he added a little thing that was like, I'm going to give him the little Ace of Daves, and because he likes puns. But that was a really fun show. I met James Robinson there. It was a good time. What was it? I also ran into, for all you people who might be fans of Mystery Science Theater 3000, Bill and Kevin were there. So I got to talk to them for a minute. That was fun.
Nice.
But so I'm excited about that. Then a couple of weeks after that is FlameCon. I'm tabling there in New York, and I'm going to do. I just paid for my pro badge for New York Comic Con, so I'll be there again.
When is New York Comic Con this year?
It is October 6th through the 9th.
Why is it always my mom's birthday?
But
go.
I'll do Baltimore as well. Again, I got to figure that out. But I like going, and it's it's not a bad Amtrak ride from from New York, so
No.
so like going down for that. But yeah, so been doing that, and also writing and editing and stuff like that since last time we talked. It's funny, I did not coordinate this in any way, but this week they also Mad Cave also announced the Lower Your Sights anthology, which I'm in.
Yeah.
And today there's a CBR article where they announced a few books coming up later this year in their docket, including Dahlia in the Dark, which I'm writing, which comes out December 7th.
Awesome.
Is it any amount related to or based upon the Black Dahlia?
No, it's the character's name is Donnie Dahlia. It's like a crime noir thing, but it's also an urban fantasy thing.
Awesome.
So it's a lot of there's a lot of explosions and shooting and fighting.
I'm okay with a lot of explosions, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes things just gotta go boom.
It's good. Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun with that. It's different in a lot of ways from Becstar, but it also, I think I did a pretty good job like keeping up like that like high paced action that I really worked hard to make sure was in Becstar. But yeah, and throughout all of that, I started the Never Ending Party with Rachel and everyone at Comixology during the pandemic is when we really started. So like,
oh wow!
I think the first issue we wrapped at like the end of 2020.
Oh wow!
And then we were, like we banked it all through 2021, and it was wrapped up by like December 2021. We still did fixes.
You've had it done for a while.
Yeah, so it's been in the can for
a
little while. We did like little fixes here and there in like January and all that, and then got this lined up and
awesome.
Nice.
So I think I was reading a little bit on I think the announcement for the article about the article announcing the release of the Never Ending Party. If I can put the words in the right order there. There's a little bit of a story like you and Rachel meeting and talking about putting this together. So give us a little bit of that.
So this has got to be like, I want to. Jeez, I mean, I'm just thinking about the amount of time.
Yeah.
This was like 6-7 years ago.
Damn.
I had been a big fan of Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol, the Silver Age Doom Patrol, like a lot of stuff. And I was over hanging out with Martha Thomas's, who used to work at DC, but she created Dakota North at Marvel and things like that. And I was talking with her. I was kind of like, everyone, I love Grant's run, and then Rachel was the person who took it over after that. Like, but it's Everyone Collected and all that stuff. Was it good? And she was like, yeah, you should read it. So I went on eBay, picked up a lot of almost all the issues. There were a few missing, and then I went, back issue diving to get the remaining few issues. I read it all, and I really liked it. And I reached out to Rachel about it. Just cold emailed her off her website, and she emailed me back like in the next day, and we just kept and we've kept in touch ever since.
That's awesome.
It was nice. I ended up having her. Her return to comics was I edited that Mine anthology to benefit Planned Parenthood. I probably mentioned that the last time. And she
sitting in my to read pile.
Oh, nice.
It's very expansive read pile.
Nice. Constantly growing to read pile.
But I got her to do a story for it. I thought it came out really nice. It was illustrated by Fyodor Pavlov. What was it? I had it right here. It was a really nice sort of story here, and from there, she also, was able to reconnect with people like Tom Pyre, who was her editor on Doom Patrol first before Lou Stathis. And then Justin Hall, who does a lot of stuff in queer comics circles as well. So the two of them also got her on some short comics. Because, she had a short in one of the Edgar Allan Poe comics that Ahoy does. So we're doing all that, and I had thought of an idea. Like, I wanted to get Rachel back into comics, and I was, just thinking of different ideas that we could maybe co-write. And I thought of this sort of idea of like club kids doing a ritual back in the 90s and then flashing forward to today. And a lot of that also has to do with, I kind of wanted to parallel it with Vertigo. So, and there were other layers to it, Rachel sort of having this work in comics in the 90s and now reappearing in comics later on. So there's a lot of that layered into it.
Ooh, that's good.
And and so we talked about it, and through talking about the idea, she really liked it, and we added layers to it. Like we added the tarot to it. We added, we made the god be Dionysus and things like that.
Yeah, I like that choice, and then which then leads to the never-ending party.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think I just recently heard another story that Dionysus's name, I don't remember, something that's coming up in theh future. And I was like,
Aftershock as a book, I think was it Brian Dawkins?
Brian Hawkins. Yeah, I was like,
Dionysus
is coming back in popularity. This
I love them great. I'm gonna give all credit to Lord Olympus for that.
Oh, sure. And then what was it? Marco Stack on Crowdfunder has a book that also has Dionysus in it as well. So it's a lot happening all at once. But
I just heard about that new platform yesterday.
Yeah, I think it only just launched yesterday, the day before.
Yeah. But new options out there for crowdfunding.
And Backer Kit also announced that they are doing crowdfunding directly as well. So
separating from Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, more things out there. That's awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, for sure.
Yeah. So, what made you guys decide Comixology, going digital route, or was that always kind of the plans as you were talking with people?
Yeah, we talked to a few publishers. We're trying to feel it out, and I was editing. Was it Lost on Planet Earth for Comixology with Mags and Claudia Guir? And so I already sort of had that in, and I was already working with them. And I was able to talk to Chip Mosher at a con. It was New York Comic Con 2019. I was able to talk to him about it, and he's a big Doom Patrol fan. I believe he feels
so
like
you're saying Doom Patrol is the confounding factor in all of these conversations.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, it's it was great work, and so he was interested in being a part of Rachel's sort of come back to comics.
Yeah.
And I had the relationship with Ava Cabrera from editing Kim and Kim. I knew that she was, she was picking up work here and there, but she's, had the availability. So I was like, oh, let's bring her on. And I got Jude Viggins, who's a friend, someone I've really liked his work for a long time, to do the logo, which we had a lot of fun putting that together.
Nice.
That is... Let me pull up the image to show people. It's a really cool logo.
No, for sure.
Let's see. Click and oops. If I can click the right buttons, it'll appear or disappear. There it is. Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Okay.
It almost it has the like kidnapped ransom note vibe a little bit, like the different styles and all put together, but it's fun too at the same time, which Never Ending Party sounds like a fun time.
No, absolutely. And all of the covers are all tarot themed. You know, you'll see as they get revealed that
Oh, nice.
they're all sort of based on cards.
I love
The
that.
cover for issue 1's probably the one that's the most like ambiguous. That's like it's inspired, but maybe not necessarily a direct correlation to a card. But the other 4 covers, as you see them come out, you'll be like, "Oh, I know what that one is. I know what that card
Okay.
is." It's like that.
Nice. And I accidentally found out that Amazon Prime essentially seems to be working like Comixology's
Yep.
Unlimited thing.
Yep.
Was that part of the recent changes that they did? Because in the past, I feel like I had to have the separate access
I believe
to
that.
get in. I don't know if
I
you know.
believe-
If you know.
Yeah. I think it was always something like I think it wasn't maybe as easy to do, but I think it used to be or it got integrated earlier. But yeah, it's you basically go to the Kindle store. If you have Amazon Prime, you can read anything on Comixology originals and all of that for free.
Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of people have it, so
There you go.
easy access to check out this awesome story.
Yep.
I read like most of Invincible on there.
Oh yeah. No, it's good.
You got me to come back to looking at digital comics with this one because I kind of just hadn't had time. I mean, I've got the whole to read pile, right? And so I'm like, well, I've got these to read. I'll read the digitals later, but now I'm knowing that I can get to these comics a little bit easier and read through them. So
for sure.
Now I'm gonna have to be scrolling through Comixology, looking at what I can read, and get lost in the digital world there.
Do you guys have any plans to do a print version or no?
Dark Horse has been doing the print versions of Comixology original comics. They usually put out like a trade. I don't know the exact plan or rollout, but you know, it's pretty safe to assume, unless things sort of change in that department, that'll have the same treatment as the previous books. Yeah.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Put the link in the chat for anyone who hasn't gone and checked it out. They'll be able to check it out over on Amazon. I think you have to click something to add it to your Kindle or Comixology app, and then you can read it. Yeah, I mean, I flipped through it like the first time. I was just like, this, keep going, go. And I was exploring I love the more cinematic mode that they had set up for it.
Reading it panel by panel.
Yes, and I felt
That's how I read most of my stuff on there. I'll look at the page to get the whole grasp of it, and then I go panel by panel.
Yeah, I felt like the reveals were more impactful with what you guys were trying to show in the story with that model. Versus sometimes you get things spoiled when you turn the page of a book. Like that bottom corner
to the end.
Anything's happening on the right page, as you flip over, you're like, well, I know what's about to happen. All right.
Yeah.
But it felt like a good trend, like flow with your story.
If you're one of those people who spoils books for yourself.
Accidentally all the time.
There you go.
Yeah.
But no, it's great. Slight side tangent is Chip Kidd has been putting out some books that are like hardcover books. I don't know if you saw, they did a Fantastic Four #1 panel by panel.
No.
And it's I gotta show it to you. They're doing one for Spider-Man in October.
Okay.
But I got it over here. Right.
Okay.
While he does that, I gotta let my cat out of my room. Hold on.
All right.
Do it. But
she's letting the cat out.
Is
okay, I feel like I've seen that cover.
But they blow up the panels with high def photography. So you're basically reading Fantastic Four #1 as a
giant.
Wow. It is incredible.
That's a unique way to read.
Yeah. It's like reading it for the first time all over again.
It is indeed.
Oh my God, like this right here. That's like it's, you got, like, the last time I checked on Amazon, it was cheap. It was like over half off. It's just like a $40 hardcover, but it was like $18. Oh my God. It's like,
And
I
it's
can't wait for the Spider-Man version to come out as well.
And what's it called?
Insane. It's called Fantastic Four #1, panel by panel.
doing a
And in the
search.
there's all this commentary in the back. Like, Tom Brevoort breaks down every page of
Okay.
Fantastic Four and gives commentary.
Yeah, it's like $18.
Yeah.
55% off.
Yeah, and you also get in the back the reproduced how it
Nice.
regular sort of way. So
Wow.
it's a real nice package. Like,
That's unique.
Yeah, I mean, that goes along with what we're talking about, the, that storytelling. You can see it a little bit more with the reveals.
And this is an oversized hardcover. So, this is like the size of an omnibus, like height and all that.
It's
so,
bougie on your shelf.
Yeah, it looks really nice. But yeah,
I need more bookshelves first.
Yeah, no, it's same.
Yeah, I need more bookshelves too, but I haven't gotten any yet, and the books keep coming. So
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, that's
I have a cart.
like,
I have one of those little IKEA carts that's all my to read books.
Yeah.
Move it around the room.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I didn't put the wheels on it. It just chills.
So with the co-writing process here,
yes,
how did you approach that versus writing your own story like Becstar? Was that a lot of like taking ideas and then someone else wrote? Not someone else wrote, but like, did you talk with like, hey, I got this idea, Rachel. Rachel sent back, let's do this, and then you sent like back and forth edits, or?
Basically what happened is for each issue, Rachel and I would have a call, and we'd go over what we wanted to do with the issue. Then I would outline it. I'd basically write up a summary of what happens on every page based on what we talked about. And then I would run it by Noah Shorma, who was the editor on the book. And, just to make sure everything kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I email it over to Rachel, and we talk about divvying up the pages. So we would write scenes.
Okay.
And it would break down to, for just about every issue, it was, I take 10 pages, you take 10 pages.
Okay. So you tried to split it as evenly as possible.
Yeah, but so what would basically happen is we'd be like, okay, well, there's this first scene that's like 3 pages, so you'll take that, and then the scene after that's like 4, I'll do that. Then there's like 1 page that you'll do, and then I'll do the next 2, and we just broke it up like that.
Back and forth.
Then and then I'd have Noah would go over it again to make sure everything's fits, like to try to smooth anything over, because it's 2 people writing characters that didn't exist before this. To keep that kind of continuity to it.
Yeah, I mean, that the co-writing process, I'm always curious about that, because I feel like people approach it in different ways. Sometimes it's someone's like, hey, I got this idea and all these characters. Someone comes in and takes that and crafts it, and then they work together to get it to there, or your way there is a whole different story with the process. So it's always cool to see that that creative process. And
do you feel like were there any specific moments that you guys like really clash over, where you were like, I feel like the character does this, and she was like, I completely disagree?
No, there wasn't anything like that, honestly. Like, and a lot of that you get because you have the conversation, you beat it all out before any of us even start writing it.
Outline phase.
So we have the whole issue's outlined before we even write it. So there's not really any of that, because it's already, that part's done. So any discussion we've had, there's no like tension or frustration or anything like that. What might happen is like, well, what if we did this? Oh, that'd be cool. And, You know, it was just all part of the natural conversation. And
Well, that's
you know,
good.
part of that comes from, yeah, you know, it comes from having a rapport for a
Yeah.
few years before writing it, you know, like all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, there were things where it would be like, okay, you know, Rachel's you know, like world-renowned tarot expert, so I'm not going to be like, I don't know if that works on anything tarot related. And I had done some, you know, research on, you know, sort of the 90s club scene and club kids. Before I even wrote any of this, I read, what was it, Disco Bloodbath, um, which was, that was, I happen to have it right here. So this is they made a movie, Party Monster, out of it, but it's the James St. James book.
Okay.
But it's all about, you know, sort of the dark side of the club kids in the 90s. And I rewatched a bunch of the old, you know, Geraldo Rivera daytime talk show he used to have, because he
Oh
used
my
to have
gosh.
on Club Kids, RuPaul, all of them in the early 90s. And that was my
Mhm.
introduction when I was like homesick from school or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, there's not too much on TV, so, you know, sometimes that would be on. And that was my introduction to all of that. And now with the internet, YouTube, and everything's somewhere if you can
Can
you know,
always
get
go
it
back
right
and watch
places,
it.
Yeah.
you know. But
The juicy
but yeah,
secrets.
oh, yeah.
Spill the
But no, it was good though. So yeah, so I sort of took the reins on that sort of stuff, and yeah, we just trusted each other on that. And then we had Noah, who would be able to be like, this doesn't, you know, like maybe this line or this thing doesn't fit. And, you know, we would just make some, you know, changes to maybe the dialogue to tweak it or whatever. But yeah, no real issues. I mean, the biggest, you know, I guess like if you're talking about any roadblocks, there weren't any real roadblocks, but
Well, that's good.
you know, the biggest roadblock there is, you know, you only have the ability to, you know, reference songs or use lyrics and things like that to a certain point. I mean, you know,
10
Amazon
seconds before you got to pay for it.
yeah, but like, you know, Amazon, you know, they, you know, steer on the, you know, steer on the side of caution, which I completely understand, you know,
Yeah.
because the last thing you want to do is get embroiled in anything like that, have to deal with it, even if you're in the right. And even if you follow the guidelines, if someone is overly litigious,
Yep.
you know, becomes an
They don't want
issue.
to deal with
So
Yeah, they'll just immediately be like, no, none for you.
yeah, and it's like, and that, so then it turns into a situation of like, okay, well, in that case, we have to ask for permission. But then if we ask for permission, you know, there's a good chance they'll say no anyway. You know, so so we avoided making some song references, but
Okay.
that was really.
So is it more just kind of made up things that you guys came up with to fill in the music, or
Yeah, I mean, there's
very subtle references?
Yeah, there's subtle references. There's little things here. There's issue 3. I think there's a reference where like we mention you know, the artist or the song, but you know, we don't use lyrics or anything like that. There's in the first issue, you'll notice there's like music notes, and you know, the band's performing. I really wanted to use lyrics from the Bowie song "Up the Hill Backwards." And you know, couldn't, you know, like obviously we couldn't use that, so I'm like, all right, well, let's just have music notes and people get it.
They don't need to know the exact words if you can't put them. Yeah,
exactly.
Were you ever, I mean, sounding like the answer is going to be no because you had to do the research, but were you ever one of those club kids?
No, I mean, that was before my time, you know, like I've been to clubs, but I never, you know, by the time I did that, it was a much different scene. Like by the time I was going to any clubs, I didn't go to that many, but by the time I did, it was.
You can
it was
be honest. It's okay.
No, I trust me. I don't have any problem saying that, but like, by the time I was going to any clubs or anything, it was like, the mid 2000s. So like, that was like a decade past all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'm still not.
I mean, we don't need to worry about
person, but gone to like a handful maybe ever.
Yeah, it's fine. There's different kinds. Yeah. Like I've been to like a goth club like once. Things like that. Like,
oh yeah, different scenes even at the clubs.
You went through a phase. We get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
We're all still in our goth phase.
Yeah. No, for sure. Well, no, exactly. I mean, that's like I love music and comics. I mean, that's a big part of why I want to do the
There's been
anthologies.
A few comics that have like QR codes that have specific moments of like music in them, and I really like the books that are doing that.
Yeah.
I found myself really enjoying that moment.
Well, Rand V, I think, is doing that with the was it Radio Apocalypse or something?
And then We Live does it in most of their issues. Yeah. It's an aftershock series.
The first one that I really saw the trend start.
Yeah, I love We Live. That was great. I'm behind. I haven't read the most recent volume, but I was reading the issues and I liked it so much I picked up the trade when it came out. And I foolishly did not bring my trade when the brothers were there at Dallas.
Oh yeah, they were.
But I did pick up a trade of Not All Robots from.
Nice. I love Not All Robots. That was so good.
He came to Fan Expo here in New Orleans. That was pretty cool. Love that.
Story. Yeah, that's he. I didn't realize like I was a Mark Russell fan on like the ground floor because I was a big, or I am still a big Shannon Wheeler fan. So I picked up God Is Disappointed in You that Mark Russell wrote years and years ago. And I think he was at the signing and like, he wasn't a name in comics at that point. So it was like, oh, that guy's here, but Shannon Wheeler's here. And, I'm a big Too Much Coffee Man fan. I own original pages. Like, and I think Shannon Wheeler is just hilarious.
I have an original Mark Russell sketch.
Nice.
He was doodling at. I'm looking at it because it's like actually hanging over there. He was doodling in between people coming up and talking with him and signing things and selling stuff.
And just like, can I buy that?
He was doodling and then he would sell them. And it's supposed to be like Spider-Man, but it's Spider-Man with not the like 6-armed one from the comics, but he's got 8 arms and still has 2 legs.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Chasing after a terrified child. It's pretty fun. Let me see if I can get it to.
Nice.
It's hard to see. It's covering up something else there in that one frame.
I can see where it is. I don't have the detail.
Yeah, it's not enough. But
you see, I can't see that far.
It's like he would put that humor touch into each of the little sketches he was doing. There's a question from the chat here. Do you listen to music from the era of the story when you're writing the Never Ending Party, like when you're, I guess, writing the club scenes?
Yeah.
Do you get that?
I did to some extent. I did. Yeah, I went back and listened to some
90s dance music.
Late 80s, early 90s dance music. In addition to just the kind of music I like to sort of listen to during that stuff. A lot of like post punk kind of stuff, like the Chameleons, Death in June, things like that. But yeah, I definitely was also listening to like the Pet Shop Boys, The Cure, all that kind of stuff. Pulp.
Get the juices flowing from the air back into your mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I think that stuff's like cool and important to do with that. But also a lot of Bowie because I'm a Bowie fan.
Classic.
Things like that. But
You gotta justify Bowie.
yeah, no, but and also some stuff earlier. I like a lot of glam rock. I like a lot of sort of that melding, like when you saw all these people from like glam rock go into post punk. Like your Iggy Pops and T-Rex. Not that they really went into there because was it Mark Boland passed away too soon, but Lou Reed, all that. Joy Division into like New Order, all that stuff.
I'm laughing at the comment in the chat here. Flight of the Conchords, my favorite Bowie tribute.
There was that really good. They had like an episode that was like almost entirely just like riffing on Bowie, and like they had like an outfit that was a riff on the Rebel outfit and all that stuff. It was really great. And I never got to see Bowie perform, but I was at the same Nine Inch Nails concert he was at in 2005 at Hammerstein Ballroom. And he was sitting in like the VIP section.
Breathe the same air as Bowie.
Yeah.
You breathe the same air.
Breathe the same air as David Bowie.
Yeah. And he was sitting in the balcony over the stage with it was him, Marilyn Manson, and Chris Rock.
Jeez.
And he ended up
what a combination of people.
Yeah.
And he ended up having to leave because everyone was going crazy. And he left and waited for the house lights to go down to come back and sit. But what was it? And Dresden Dolls opened that show. So I got to hear Coin Operated Boy and all that stuff. That was cool. But that was a good show. Trent fucked up Starfuckers when he was playing that. But everything else was good. I mean, that's not bad for remembering a concert you went to 17 years ago, but
Yeah, pretty.
Probably
pretty
wasn't entirely sober.
Yeah, but I did. So I never got to see him perform. I saw tribute bands after he had passed, and I saw Iggy Pop shortly after he passed, like within like he had toured not too long after he passed, and I got to see him. And he mostly played the stuff he co-wrote with Bowie on, The Idiot, Lust for Life. Like he played most of the tracks on both of those albums, which are, probably my two favorite Iggy Pop albums. So that was a lot of fun to get to see that.
Very nice.
Music's definitely a big influence for you or maybe not necessarily influence, but inspiration with.
Oh yeah. All three of my brothers are in the music business to some extent. So.
Oh wow.
Always a big part of your life.
The musical bone in my body.
Yeah, for sure. It's
My brother got all the talent. He can drum real well. Like real well.
I don't have the musical talent, but I like music.
Okay.
So I enjoy it. I can enjoy it. I can enjoy it. There we go.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, caught up on that. I had another question in my head, and now.
Was it about David Bowie?
It was not about David Bowie. What else are you reading right now that's keeping you, thinking about new ideas or inspiring you to create more?
Let's see. There's a bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm loving at DC. I really love World's Finest. That book's been really good.
Did you read Poison Ivy?
I haven't read that yet, but it's what was it? I've been enjoying that. I've been enjoying Savage Avengers. I do know Pathos, but
Savage Avengers has been great.
Yeah, I haven't read Dark Knights of Steel yet, but I'm behind on Nightwing, but I've been enjoying Nightwing.
Everyone says Nightwing is good. I know I need to read it.
I do too.
It's okay. You don't have to. I know there's a lot of stuff. There's no.
Everyone's like, you really enjoy it. I'm like, I know. But there's so
I'm
much
either I need to pick up like each volume that he does with it, or get it like all collected later.
Yeah. Now that
well,
Action Comics has been good. The whole World Saga stuff I've been enjoying. Trying to think, because there's just so much stuff. Heavy Metal Drummer at Behemoth.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That one's really good. Red Room. I've been liking Ed Piskor for a long. I met Ed years and years ago. He did a signing right when the first volume of Hip Hop Family Tree came out, and I picked up WYSIWYG at this shop in Brooklyn that's no longer there. It was at Bergen Street Comics.
Okay.
But yeah, so Red Room's been fun. Maybe fun's the wrong word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know if fun's the right word for that one. Well, I mean, maybe for a serial killer.
Yeah, but what else was it? I finally read Lost at Sea. That was like Brian Lee O'Malley's like first graphic novel.
Okay.
Because it was good. It's more slice of lifey than like Scott Pilgrim, but I was happy to finally read that. I've been reading old, Stan and Jack Thor comics, going through a bunch of key issues from like the Bronze Age, like Luke Cage Hero for Hire #1, Jungle Action #6. Trying to think what are some other things, because I try to read stuff every day, so so it ends up being a lot.
Fair. Yeah, it's like people come in and ask me, they're like, what are you reading? And I'm like,
what am I not reading?
There's a lot of things that I'm reading. Can we narrow it down a bit?
Yeah, and then there's a lot of manga. So I'm reading, Chainsaw Man, Kaiju number 8.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
I'm trying to think, where's some of the other ones? I'm reading. It's nice.
My Hero Academia. I am binging the fuck out of it.
I'm well behind on that.
It's so good. Spy Family is phenomenal. Highly recommend it. If you can ever get your hands on Pluto, I would recommend that. Or Osaka, it is phenomenal.
Sakamoto Days is one of the other ones.
That's great too. I've been reading that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm like looking over at the shelf.
I finally started Hunter x Hunter because that's coming back, so I can finally start that.
Nice.
Reading Spy Family.
I haven't started Spy Family yet, but I will at some point. it's
Anya demands it.
Because hey, it's Fish.
What else? I'm reading too much. Did you read Burn the Witch?
No, I heard of that one, but I haven't read it yet.
That one's really good. I'm mad that the anime is only on Crunchyroll, and not Hulu's extension of Crunchyroll because I want to watch it.
Yeah. What music should you listen to when reading Dahlia in the Dark when that comes out?
Oh man, if you can listen to the soundtrack, if you could listen to the Neil Young like soundtrack from that movie like Dead Man, like Neil Young doing electric guitar is probably what you should read or listen to while you're reading it. But anything. Trying to think. That's the first thing that jumps to mind. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I like too many things. What was it? Interpol's first album that like turn on the. God, what was it? I'm gonna cheat.
That's okay.
And check, but yeah, that first Interpol album, I think works here. Turn on the bright lights. I knew it. Why did I cheat when I knew? But
go with your gut.
Yeah, that would be a good one to listen to. I love that album a lot. It's what else? But yeah, I'm working my way through the Foundation trilogy right now in terms of like prose.
Yeah.
And then I also just got in. I'll show you this too because it's gorgeous. One sec. It is.
Oh Lord.
From the Folio Society, which I love the stuff they put out, but they did a this like select short stories from Philip K. Dick.
Okay.
And
that's a beautiful book.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous. I just got it in the mail today, and they have original illustrations for each of the stories.
Wow.
And I mean, it's more or less all the short stories you'd want. It's got the Golden Man, Minority Report. We Can Remember It For You Wholesale, which is what they base Total Recall on, and all that stuff. So these are all.
I was just talking about Total Recall with someone the other day.
Nice, because Philip K. Dick was also a big inspiration for Rachel Pollack, and one of the books I read as well that doesn't have it's not super tied to the Neverending Party, but A Scanner Darkly definitely has themes and elements in it that correlate to things going on in the Neverending Party. It's also an incredible novel that people should read.
Fair.
There's a movie too, but read the book.
I am slowly working on getting myself back to reading more novels as well, like trying to balance manga, comics.
I tried to read a novel the other day,
and I took a lot of time away from just reading, the novel side of things, and now I'm like, why did I do that? I really love this.
But see, now you need another bookshelf for your novels.
Oh, I have 2 of those.
But you're gonna need another one.
I have 2 of those. Don't worry.
I can't do it. If I do it, I'm ruined forever. I've already got enough hobbies.
That's not all of my books, though.
No.
I'm making a trip to Florida. I'm probably going to get more of my books. I have a lot.
Nice. No, it's
a problem. It's a good problem.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, that kind of stuff. God, there's just so many things that I recently read through because I got all the hardcovers of the John Byrne Man of Steel run, those 4 hardcovers. So I binged through all those in pretty rapid succession not that long ago. So that was fun to go back and do that. And I go back and I'm always reading older Big 2 stuff for like some of the smaller or some of the things that maybe aren't talked about as much, like Little Lulu. I've been going through collections of Little Lulu. We make a Little Lulu reference later on because the character of Lulu in the book, we have someone refer to her as Little Lulu is an incredible comic strip and comic book from like the Golden Age that is like it's like a female. It's like a female Dennis the Menace. I'll show you. I got a collection over here.
Did it have a show also?
I think there was a show. It's these editions.
Yeah.
And this is half off on Amazon as well. But these are hilarious. This is the kind of stuff. It really more or less stands up to today, and I'll admit I laughed out loud reading this book while
it
a number of times.
The best of us.
Yeah, no, it's so good. I'm working my way through Stray Bullets.
I need to read that.
I've heard good.
Yeah, I'm a good chunk through it, but I'm like, I want to have that all read so I can be like, I read the whole thing.
I understand.
Because Yeah, it's really good. While I was working on the Neverending Party, I read all of Jack Kirby's Fourth World. So
It does. It does remind me of Fun Girl Promiscuous Time Traveler. It does.
Yeah. Not that long ago, I reread Batman Year One. I finally read Day Tripper a little while back.
Ooh, that's good.
That was
I'm
a
about
really
halfway
good
through
one.
that right now.
It's so good. I had to get the Absolute Edition.
Understandable.
It's really gorgeous. Trying to think what else. I start going through some of the Norm Brayfogle Batman stuff. Trying to think, but yeah, I'm just constantly trying to like read as much as I can.
That's a good life to have.
Yeah, I mean, you know what else I read through recently? Right when Neil Adams passed, I finally cracked open the Absolute Hard Traveling Heroes, so I got to read it in that like blown up
wow, okay.
art. So that was good. I read some of the old, like John Broome, Gil Kane, Green Lantern stuff. Some of like the original like encounters with like Sinestro and stuff like that. That was really fun. That was good.
Alan Moore loved Little Lulu on his Simpsons appearance.
Yes, that was a joke in that Simpsons episode.
Interesting. There's I have not seen most of the Simpsons. I've heard like those types of references like that are awesome. I like watching the clips of them later. When they come up. But
there, you can pull up that episode and just watch that episode. It's a solid episode.
Yeah, that's all on Disney Plus too, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Disney Plus, yeah.
Yeah.
The show that makes fun of Disney is now owned by Disney.
It's the Disney way.
You made fun of us. We bought you. You know. But yeah. Coming back to the never ending party. It's never ending, right? The whole story is never ending too, right?
So you're gonna write it forever.
That
was part of the contract.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's for sure. But no, it's we have we had a strong idea for the story. Every issue messes around a bit with time. So there's no like the stories. The main story is linear, but there's a lot of jumping around. You'll see through each issue.
Kind of revisiting things from the past.
Yeah, no, we go back to like ancient Greece and stuff like that.
Jumping around through time and space.
A little bit into the past.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, so we see some of that stuff as well as going back to the 90s, going to the present, and tying it all together. Since in a way, the party with Dionysus has never really stopped. So it's just going through all of time.
One party happening at all points in time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's never ending.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be a good time, but also a bad time to get stuck in it forever.
Sure. I mean, there's a reason why there's a lot of horror elements in this.
Yes. Yeah. Like, okay, this is gonna be a fun thing going on here. Oh no, this is no.
It's not a fun thing going on here.
Turn back. Yeah, some cool twists and turns in that first issue. Don't want to spoil things for people. I did link.
I'm surprised it's free. I mean, I guess it's not free if you you pay for Amazon and everything. But I'm still surprised it's free. It's pretty good.
That was my first time realizing that I could access the Comixology originals for free with Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, all right, you just opened a door for me there. That's a dangerous door to. Lost in reading comics now on Amazon Comixology, but it's a good thing to know we have access to that.
Agreed.
Anything else that you want to throw out there about the story, or things are falling?
Oh no.
No, but yeah, it's it's really it's a story about sort of like following a group of friends, from the '90s to today, and sort of where their lives went and what brings them back together, and sort of how they have to deal with decisions they made in the past. I mean that's all stuff that is relatable in some way or another. Like these are issues that have been tackled in other things. So I think that there's a familiarity to it, but we're doing it from we're coming at it in a different way that I think people will enjoy if they stick it out to the end.
Cool. Anything else you got going on? I mean, we did mention the Mad Cave announcement today, which was awesome. The Dahlia in the Dark, and then the Ukraine Anthology story. What was the title of that again?
That's Lower Your Sights.
Lower Your Sights, coming from Mad Cave also.
So, in order of every month for the 5 issues of the Neverending Party, the first Tuesday of the month, you're going to get that next issue.
Okay.
So that's through October. August 17th, my short comic in the Archie Chilling Adventures presents Jinx Fairy Tales. Yes, that's August 17th for that. Lower Your Sights is September 14th. And then Dahlia in the Dark is December 7th, is the first issue.
Okay. So busy second half of 2022 going on.
Yeah, no, there's that. I'm also I am a freelance editor, so I'm currently editing multiple projects that are in different phases of being announced. So I'm excited about that. I'm working with some really great talent for multiple publishers. So I'm looking forward to those announcements as well.
Yeah.
And where can people find you to follow along with all these projects?
Twitter's probably the easiest, at Joe Corallo. That's an easy one. I'm also on Instagram at Corallo Joe. I mostly have that there so people can tag me, and I can I can share their stories and stuff when they're plugging stuff. But I do check it. So those are the 2 probably best ways.
Awesome.
There you
go. If I'm remembering, I did link down below. I'm double checking myself now. Your Twitter and the link to get over to issue 1 of the Neverending Party on Amazon. So everyone can go check those out and check out the awesome story. You're ready for all those other stories coming up later this year. I know you told me before a little while ago, what was the character that you're writing for the Anthology or the Archie?
Oh, the Archie thing. It's we're all using Jinx, but I am using Dilton. It's kind of like a Jinx and Dilton are teaming up, and we're using a Golden Age character. Kardec the Mystic is like sort of like the crutch of the story. So it was a lot of fun. If you've ever read Top Notch Comics #4, you're going to get some references from that Golden Age gem. There's a Kardec the Mystic story in there, and I reference that. So
awesome. And that is a universe that I'm 100% unfamiliar with, other than like the TV shows, like Riverdale, like that stuff.
Yeah, no, I've never even watched the TV shows. I'm just like, I've heard of these characters because I see things posted about them on the internet all the time.
But I've heard really good things about kind of the modern versions that they're doing right now within the Archie universe. So that's pretty cool.
Gearing up for this, I read a bunch of Golden Age stuff of Archie. I read some more recent stuff with Jinx in it, and I watched a bunch of episodes of Archie's Weird Tales, that like cartoon from like 99, 2000 that was all about weird stuff happening in Riverdale. So
awesome. Well,
yeah.
Lots of cool things coming up. Everyone go check them out.
Okay.
Thanks for being here tonight with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks
Always
for everyone.
fun to chat with you, Joe.
Yes, no, it's a pleasure.
Hopefully we can run into you at one of the cons.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
I gotta figure out a con to go to. I haven't planned any coming up, so hopefully I'll figure it out soon.
Keep me posted, yeah, and then you know, I'd love to come back and talk, you know, Dahlia in the Dark or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
great.
And you'll have had some of those things come out, and then we can start talking about the one coming in the future there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Exciting.
Perfect. Well, we'll see you then, and thanks everyone for watching, and enjoy your evenings.
See y'all next time.
Yes, thanks so much.